Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. Nick Dunning here. How lovely to see you again. I hope you've had an exciting Patrick's Day. We certainly did have here. The sun was actually shining, would you believe? It almost feels as if there was kind of like summer is starting to come along. So I want to welcome you to the 5 Minute Podcast. And this is going to be episode 5 now. And so many people are kind of connecting with this. It's just wonderful. I'm getting like 130 people every single time coming to this. So, do tell your friends and spread the word, babes. This is great. So, okay, so what I want to talk a bit about today is I got an email from somebody the other day and they were talking about how they go through very difficult situations, how to handle them. Hey, Indra, how nice to see you. There's Indra popping over to say hello. Well done. Welcome. So these are the anybody else out there? Who else is out there? Lovely to see you. And where are you now, Indra? Tell me where you are. Whereabouts are you in the world? Are you still in London at the moment? Anyway, drop me a line. So this is the thing. This guy, anyway, the email that I had was talking about someone having a very difficult situation. And what their situation was that they'd just been rejected. Ah, nice to see you too. Lovely. Thanks, Indra. Great. Really good to see you. Um, this person was being rejected by an agent. You're still in London. Fantastic. Good to hear. So this person was telling me that what was going on was that they'd been rejected by this agent and they felt terrible, devastated, because this had been built up in their mind as being the most important person that they could think of. This was the one agent that they wanted to focus all of their attention on. It wasn't just an agent, it was the agent. And so this actor had developed this extraordinary kind of relationship to the feeling about that situation by feeling terrible, by feeling dreadful. And so this actor asked me, how do I turn this around? What do you do? What happens to you when you need to turn something around like that? Do any of you relate to that? Have you ever been in any situations like that where you felt, there's been a difficult situation? Maybe you've been rejected by an agent. Maybe you've been turned down by, I don't know, a manager or a publicist or something. Maybe you didn't get the big job that you knew you were perfect for. Something like that. I'd love you to pop down any, examples and I can show you and help you literally turn that around right now. I'm going to show you how you turn around anything that is difficult in your life. And what you do is, first of all, you have to realize where it is that you get to. Okay. First of all, you have to become a little bit aware of where that is happening. So the first thing you go, okay, right, I found out I didn't get this agent. What am I feeling? What am I seeing? What am I experiencing? What am I hearing? I'm feeling like night. I'm feeling terrible. I'm feeling low. My energy is down. I'm berating myself. And I'll give you an example of this that happened to me. During COVID, there was a time when I hadn't been working, like most of us hadn't been working for a long time. And I had to go and do a film. I got a film, which was great, which was a Hallmark movie. And to be honest, it wasn't the world's greatest script, but it was actually I was really grateful to have the opportunity, but I was feeling really anxious and feeling terribly scared about the whole thing. And it felt like this thing was, and I blew it up in my mind and it became like, oh, this terrible thing, I can't do this. I'm not sure if I'm able, can I still do it? I haven't acted for about nearly a year. Is there a possibility that I can kind of get back to this at all? I don't know. And I'm feeling terrible. So that was the situation that I was faced with. And I remembered what one of my coaches said to me, and I want to share this with you, is that whenever you get to this point of this sort of so-called negativity, because you are a human being, you're given this opportunity to turn left or turn right. You can do something, right? You can make a choice, right? I mean, I'm presuming you're agreeing with me on that, okay? So you do have that skill, that ability to make a choice. Now, if you turn left, what tends to happen is that you go into what I call, which is what I did, you go into hopeless thinking. Hopeless thinking, which means hope less. There is less hope around, okay? Hope hopeless. It's hopeless. And what do I mean by that? My situation. I feel hopeless. I cannot do this job. I'm not going to be able to get back into this, into the business. I am feeling distraught and destroyed by this. I am feeling beaten up and I cannot get there. Okay, that was the way my brain was thinking. That's what I was choosing to think at that time. And then I remembered what my coach said to me. Once you're in that situation, you've turned left. But if you go back to the middle point again, where you just go, okay, now I'm still in this situation now. What is it that I'm going to do? And you think you can make a decision to turn right instead. What you do is you choose what's known as hopeful thinking. And just notice what happens. If you're thinking hopeless, well, it's just a digital choice. Hopeless thinking means I cannot do this. It is impossible. There is no hope. It cannot work. I will not be able to, right? You're thinking thoughts like that. You're using and utilizing your brain to think in a negative way. That is specifically what it is that you are doing. But if you come back to the center again, to your traumatic moment or the difficult moment or the place where you need to make choices from, and you turn right instead, you start thinking hopeful thinking. You just start thinking hopeful. So here I am at the same place. And I remember doing this on the way in to the shooting in Dublin when we did the Hallmark movie. And I started to turn it around into hopeful thinking. And by that, what I mean was I started thinking, I can do this. It is possible. It could be possible. You may not go straight to 100% positive, right? I'm absolutely able to do this 100%. No. Maybe you can't do that, but maybe you can start thinking hopeful. I'm hopeful that I might be able to do this. When you have hope and you actively engage hope in your life, things start to happen. I hope that I can perform well. I hope that we will get to the venue on time. I hope that I will be able to remember my lines. I hope that I'm able to do these things. I am now beginning to feel more hopeful about what it is that I'm doing. And I started to feel better and better and better. So that is what you need to do whenever you're in a situation where you don't know where you are. Now, if you get any situations about that, just drop me a line at nick@nickdunning.com, or you can pop over to the website anytime you like, and you can ask me these questions about this. And again, I just want to recap because it's a vital thing. Let's choose a completely different thing now. Let's say instead of it being like that, let's say you were, let's say a casting director completely ignored you at a conference or something like that, right? Or you went to a casting director workshop, and the casting director who you thought was the one that you'd really made the connection with, and we all think that sometimes, right? Okay, so you get to that point, and the casting director blanks you and totally just walks away from you and ignores you. Okay, anyone been there? I think you have. Let's say that kind of thing happens, okay? Now take that moment and remember, hopeless thinking, and I start to think, oh, she's not looking at me. Oh, she doesn't like me. She's not interested in me. She has no opinion about me as an actor anymore. She doesn't want to see me in anything else. This is the end of my career. It's all going to fall apart and I'm going to die. Right? Which is where we go to. We go to these places, or maybe that's just me. But that's where I go. Where do you go? Let me know. Any questions? Drop me, nick@nickdunning.com. So, okay, get back to the center. Here's the center in the middle now. And at this point, we're going to turn right. We're going to go for hopeful thinking. So what is the hopeful thinking when the casting director has just blanked you? The hopeful thing is maybe she's thinking about someone else. Maybe she's going over to have a nice night. Maybe she's here with some friends. Maybe that's what she's doing. I'm hoping that what she's doing is she's paying attention to those other people, and then she'll come back to me. I'm hopefully paying attention to the fact that what she's doing is she's ignored me slightly, but she's going to contact me the next day. Or in fact, if she doesn't contact me the next day, maybe I'll make a decision to go ahead and contact her. Maybe that's the kind of thing, right? So you're literally taking charge of your brain. And if you decide to make that change in your life, I guarantee you, everything will turn around. Check it out. Give it a try. Any questions about it, you're not sure, drop me a line, nick@nickdunning.com. If you want to have a conversation, you can have a free 30-minute call with me. You know those things are there. They're superb. They really help people. There's no obligation. Yes, I can suggest to you that if you want to take it on, there are courses I have which you can do if you want. And yes, we can do some coaching if you wish to. But there's no obligation. And when I say there's no obligation, I mean that. There's no obligation. Come and have a chat, and if I can help you, I will help you. So jump onto the website. Another thing I wanted to just let you know, welcome to all the new people who signed up to the Action Club. We sent around some emails the other day about that. And if anyone wants to still do that, although the deadline is gone, just drop me a line in the next couple of days and I'll sort you out, no problem. Okay, final thing, on the website now, nickdunning.com, there's a new training course that I've created called The Intelligent Actor. I used to sell it for €197 and it's now completely free. And you can have that totally free. I really suggest that you do this, because if you go ahead and take this, you will get 3 wonderful hypnotic audios that you'll be able to listen to. One of them will help you with self-taping. It will get you into the really powerful state of mind, so you're feeling very confident about what's going on inside your body. You'll know what it is that you're doing, and you'll be able to make that work beautifully. And there are 2 others that are a surprise I'm not going to tell you about, but one of them is to do with resilience. One of them is to do with this kind of thing. When you mix the resilience training that you get in that free audio with what we're talking about today, moving left and right, choosing, making that choice to be hopeful about what's coming up, everything changes for the better. So take care, guys. Do tell your friends, and take care.